we have Brima Hart from the Seacoast School of Technology. Whenever you're ready.
Hello, my name is Margaret Koza. And my name is Brianna Tully. And we created a biofabricated left ventricle that we call Brima Heart.
So when we did this project, we focused on HLHS, which is hypoplastic left heart syndrome. It's a defect of the heart where it causes the left side of the ventricle to form improperly. We tried to invent a better transplant or solution to this because the current transplants are very limited. It's LVADs, which is a series of very high-risk surgeries that are only temporary, and a heart transplant, which is very inaccessible and costly. Pediatric patients have very high rejection rates, so heart plants aren't ideal, and there's a clear solution that there needs to be a better accessible way for this.
Our case study is about an infant named Liam. Liam was born with HLHS and his heart cannot pump properly. Without fast treatment, his survival chances are low. His options are multiple risky surgeries or a donor heart. Neither is ideal and he deserves something better. This is where the Brima Heart can step in.
Brima Heart is a biofabricated left ventricle. It takes the own patient's cells, so it's personalized. It includes a scaffold that supports cell growth and natural tissue regeneration, and our goal is to replace what's failing with something more functional and safe for the patient.
This diagram shows all parts of how our product works. We will take patient-derived stem cells, biodegradable hydrogel scaffold, and healthy growth environment to create real heart tissue. Electrical and mechanical stimulation helps it beat naturally. Every step is designed to build a working transplantable ventricle.
For our target market, we're focusing on pediatric heart centers and transplant hospitals. Over 6.2 million Americans have heart failure, and many of them are children. Children have the highest risk, but also the fewest options. Our product is built for patients who need it the most.
First, we will create a silicone mold shaped like a healthy ventricle. Then, stem cells from the patient are added to the scaffold. The construct is placed in a bioreactor that mimics blood flow. Over time, it grows into a living, beating heart tissue. This process makes Brima Heart both functional and compatible.
Current transplants are the Norwood procedure and hybrid procedure, which are very complex, only temporary, and high risk. Other transplants could be heart transplants, which is replacing the underdeveloped heart with a donor heart, which comes with very costly and limited in availability. Brima Heart offers a safer and more lasting alternative that isn't temporary.
Our product is the best option because it's a one-time, low-risk surgery. It's grown from the patient's own cells, so the risk of rejection is lower. It's more accessible than organ donations, especially for kids. Brima Heart fills the gap where current treatments fall short.
It costs $50,000 to build one unit. We're selling it for $90,000, which is a $40,000 profit per heart. This is a large profit margin, but we want to put some of the costs back into research and funding more educational costs because we want doctors to be able to put this in safely and effectively.
We will introduce the product through hospital partnerships. We will use social media and medical conferences to spread awareness as well. We will work with the FDA to gain approval and enter clinical use. Our strategy ensures Brima Heart reaches patients fast and efficiently.
We want to collaborate with children's hospitals, such as Boston Children's Hospital, cardiac surgery centers for clinical adoption, biomed research films that could help us scale production levels, and the FDA to ensure safety and approval. We could also work with nonprofits to help people with funding, outreach, and just patient support in general. This we made a model, and this helps show what we mean when we talk about Brima heart. So when placed in the body, this would be the left ventricle. When we squeeze it, it would pump the blood. The blue lines are like showing where the blood would pump in and out, and it just helps make things that we were talking about easier to see. So this would be the exact area.
In conclusion, Brima Heart gives hope to patients with no other options. It's safe, accessible, and personalized, made from their own cells. It can change the future of heart treatment and biofabrication. With Brima Heart, we're not just building hearts, we're saving lives. Oh yeah, sorry.
I should have clarified that.
Sorry.
Good to just go right away. So, great presentation. Really like the solution to a very challenging obstacle that we face. My main question is you talked about how your procedure is a lower risk than the others. Could you go into a little bit more detail on how it's a lower risk?
Yes, so do you want me to, oh sorry.
Yeah.
So the other surgeries are extremely risky because, well, with having a donor heart, you're risking rejection from the body. And then the other option was doing multiple surgeries, and in that case, multiple surgeries is just more risky than one.
All right, so I had a question about where you're going to plan to manufacture this. So you have plans for distribution, plans for different partnerships. Where do you think you'll actually produce this?
We didn't think of a specific company, but I think that we definitely work with biomedical research companies to help us get started with trials on it and manufacturing. We'd probably also try to work with different parts of the FDA to make sure it's safe after we work with biomed research firms to get it manufactured.
Thank you. Also, yeah, about this manufacturing, how would you choose your partners to work with? Which kind of characteristics should they have?
So part of us choosing to do this specific condition was because there's not a whole lot of research on it. There's only a few specific companies that do research on it. So we would prioritize working with those companies to figure out a better solution, as well as pediatrics. Okay.
We also focus on companies who focus on that in pediatrics as well.
Yeah, thank you for this presentation. The question I had in mind is, I heard you talk about the cells and the scaffolding and the form that you use for your bioreactors, but what objective criteria would provide information on proof of concept before sort of moving to the surgical phase of things?
We probably have to do more research on what bioreactors would work best and the order of how we make sure that it pumps correctly and everything like that. So definitely once we figured out the growth environment, we'd probably test it with like different things and maybe go through patient testing before we take it on to the next level and go for so many patients. But we definitely try to find the correct bioreactors and everything to make sure that the growth environment works first.